Hey, everybody. Welcome to Your Power Within. Have you ever found yourself frustrated and angry and just tired because you're standing there in the middle of an argument and you've got somebody in your face telling you that all these things that you know are not true? They could be telling you things like you're lazy or you're scared or you're not smart enough or you're not good enough, or they might tell you think that you're doing these things that get them so frustrated and angry because you're this and you're that. And you're sitting there in the middle of this argument and you're going, I know that's not true. Or even worse, you're sitting there in the middle of this argument and you're going, that's bull. That's not me. That's them. That's what they do all the time. How dare they come and turn around and say that that's me or that's what I am? Well, let me tell you what's really happening when you're in the middle of those arguments. When you're in the middle of that and you're feeling that frustration and anger, what those people are really challenging you to do is to answer the most important question you'll ever have to ask yourself in your life. Who are you? And please don't come back with, well, my name is blah, blah, blah. Because if I tell you that my name is Steve Berlack, then what have I told you about my values or my dreams or my goals, my aspirations? What have I told you about what I believe should be the way that I treat other human beings? What have I told you about the way I expect you to treat me? The fact is, I haven't. I haven't told you anything with my name except what to call me. And so the real issue is that when you're in the middle of that challenge, when people are trying to tell you that you're shiftless, you're lazy, you're not intelligent, you're not good enough, when they're telling you all of these things, if you cannot fully answer the question, who am I? Then you are in danger of two things happening to you. One, you're actually going to start to believe them, because we've seen over and over again stories about people who are being told time and time again, you're this, you're that, you're all of these things, and they literally start to believe it because they have nothing to counter it with. And if you start to believe what other people are defining about who you are, then you're going to find yourself actually living and becoming the person someone else has defined you to be. And that is dangerous. How do you even overcome that, right? How do you fight that? Well, for me, it was a natural thing, right? It was organic. I was very unfortunate in that my father was killed in Vietnam when I was 7 months old. He was a member of the 173rd Airborne Brigade, a very proud member. So I didn't grow up around my dad, but I was fortunate that my maternal grandfather, Weston Berlack, was there for me. He was my father figure. And I remember as a little boy actually listening to him telling me stories about what it was like for him as a young Black man growing up in America in the 1920s and 1930s. I remember specifically him telling me this story about him standing on this corner in Harlem and how he couldn't cross this one street on this side because there was a certain ethnic group that lived there. He couldn't cross the street on the other side because there was another ethnic group that lived there. And I could hear it in his voice, the frustration, the anger, right? That he knew he was better than that, but it was dangerous for him to cross into those neighborhoods because he could get beat up or even worse, and nothing would happen. And I realized that as he was telling me those stories, not only was he telling me about what he experienced, but because his blood runs through my veins, because he impacted my life, he was telling me about who I am. And I realized that if he can go through those things and still be successful, still raise a family, still become a private detective in New York for 28 years, still work in construction, still build tall buildings that are standing today, then I can do anything I set my mind to. And nobody, and I mean nobody, standing in front of my face gets to tell me who I am or what I'm about or what I believe or whether or not I'm scared or whether or not I'm good enough. Nobody gets to tell me that, because my power within is the ability to define myself. And guess what? That's your power within also. It's dangerous because not only do we as individuals have to answer the question, but as a community, as a country, as a world, we have to answer the question, who are we? And as we're seeing day by day, month by month, year by year, people are losing their lives because we're failing to answer that question. If you want to be successful, if you want to live the life you see in your mind, fully answer the question, who are you? Do what I did. Gather your resources around you. Ask questions, talk, understand the connection between what they've been through and who you are today. Well, that's it for today. That's my motivational moment for you. That's your power within. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button so that you can get more, because I'll be coming back at you with some more. Also, don't forget, there's a link here in the description for my weekly newsletter, Inner Vision. You can get motivations, tips, all kinds of great strategies for how to live the life that you see in your mind, and you're going to get that every week. It's complimentary, and it should be yours. Again, that's it for today, but until I see you again, broadcast your inner champion.